then whatever.
Yeah,
But
I want to throw the so
anyways,
let's put this rating business out of business once and for all. It is obvious that millions of people still watch television and the ratings are still somewhat relevant. See, no
right.
BS, still going with the weddings. Test and Steph, Kane and Lita, Edge and Vicky. I'm telling you, like I remember weddings, and every time I see a wedding on TV or on a wrestling show in WWE, I was just like, okay, I'm gonna go and do something while this is happening. You know, I'll just wait towards the end for some shit to happen. But anyway, ratings. So AEW is now beating Raw, if I'm correct, at the
Mm-hmm.
what is it, 18 to 49 demographic, and that was 2 weeks in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Even though their ratings for the second week dropped. Now, I'm gonna
Right.
do this. So we're fortunately we're talking about this prior to us recording this. Uh yeah, Macho Man and Elizabeth. That's the one I was gonna when Big D asked me about the other wedding.
Oh
That's the one I was
yeah.
gonna reference. Um, okay, so today's wrestling is different as far as it's still one show, but those shows, even specific matches and storylines, are segmented for different age groups, for different fans,
Mm-hmm.
which is how I think a lot of people nowadays watch wrestling. They don't necessarily sit there and watch the whole show like it used to be, where you had this kind of like one storyline flow all the way through the show, so you would stick around to watch it. Now you have,
Mm-hmm.
they may still do that on the show, but you have, your kid segment, you have older segment, you have boys, you have girls, all that business, and you also have different groups of people. So whatever kind of tribe you want to put people in, social media has afforded us to know those different segments. And to me, when I
Mm-hmm.
look at, like, let's just take YouTube as an example, which you already know, but WWE every month has 1 more million subscribers. And when we started this podcast, they were like at 49 million. Now they are at
Mm-hmm.
80 point or 81 million, 81.7 million, something ridiculous like that. BoobTube? No, not BoobTube. No BS. uh, not
Not
anymore.
anymore.
Yeah. What do you mean anymore? They used to be on BoobTube.
No, we're
Oh
not on
yeah,
there
I know.
anymore.
We're not on BoobTube. We got a nip tuck. Anyway, uh, All Elite Wrestling, on the other hand, is 2.7 million subscribers. So, uh, All Elite Wrestling on YouTube alone is growing a little slower, though they got a boost about 7 million subscribers, I think, since Punk made his debut. Just about
Yeah, I mean
yeah,
that makes sense.
yeah.
Right.
And, yeah, so it's different now. Like, people watch wrestling differently, and ratings are, they're kind of losing their weight, their gravitas.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
WWE doesn't.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Oh, go ahead,
because
sir.
you can, I mean, you like, I mean, I'm a good example of you can watch it
Yeah,
anytime you want. So I'm not watching it live, so that means that you're not getting my viewership of the show. Um, USA Network and TNT, it's on cable, but it's not on, so people might just have basic cable, so they only get Fox. They don't get TNT or USA. Then people just watch everything online, stream online. So it's just there's too many variables for it to really
yeah. Was it?
matter.
Isn't WWE like second in the world uh, with just complete social media and online presence? Like, as far as there's
No, probably. I
subscribers,
mean,
or
like
like second
they're
brand in the world or some shit.
I mean, they keep promoting their TikTok. I mean, that's been huge and kicking off. Like with Reggie, our truth's always on it. I mean, everyone's always on it, I guess. But um, yeah,
It's just I'm not interested in being friends with these people. I'm not interested in knowing anything about their private lives, and I'm absolutely not interested in their bogus bullshit, fake character that they themselves don't believe in online, pandering my shit. But I'm in the minority because there's so
unless they can actually perform real
yeah. There you
kayfabe,
go. Yeah, kayfabe
which
in
is a
social
lost
media, kayfabe
skill.
should be well and alive, but it's not. But that's me once again.
Right.
I'm very much old school, and I understand. Like, and I'm sure that there's a kick in people uh, getting reactions and responses from their favorite wrestlers, and I'm just not interested. Like,
Hmm.
retweet us, that I'll be cool with, but like I'm not interested.
Yeah. Lashley,
Yeah,
Big E.
yeah, come on.
Jeez.
We've been
Tag you how many times in my tweets?
we've been promoting Bobby
Uh,
Lashley forever. No BS wants to be friends with Liv Morgan. There was a winky face next to that.
We're on down to Pensacola, Florida pretty soon. She'll be at AEW Dynamite.
Oh, you think they're gonna release her?
I don't know why not.
It just
she's, she's she doesn't do anything for the company except for look
yeah,
cute.
well,
She can't wrestle. She can't do promos. Just yeah, I
but
don't
she's the
care.
face of the company.
She doesn't deserve to be tag team partners with Tony Storm.
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa! No BS. He's losing it. Whoa, 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 man. Oh, we got a Tony Storm, Liv Morgan club clash here. The organizers are about to have a Twitter feud.
That's it.
No BS is clearing
I'll
his throat,
lose.
dude. Watch out. See, this is great. This is great right here. This little storyline. Big D's on Team Storm. No BS is on Tim Morgan. And here we are. Here we are. This is what happens. We're about to break up this tag team.
You'll win. Nobody else will
Why?
win. I don't
You
do
don't do
anything.
anything. Well, I would, yeah, I would be careful. I don't think you realize.
Just wait. Just wait. If you ever
Yeah,
meet in
yeah,
person, then
yeah,
that's when you'll know your role and shut your mouth.
yeah, dude. Believe me, I met Big D. Yeah, I had to get like a whole table to step up to meet him face to face. Uh, yeah, don't mess with Big D, man. In this case, we're all on
Yeah.
Team Tony Storm.
I did. I didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't know you good enough to just pick you
Oh
up.
yeah, that's very kind of you because there's nothing I would have been able to do anyway. But there's that rating bullshit. So there you go. If you're still looking at ratings, I feel like you're stuck in the Stone Age. Yeah, he said no BS says don't hate on Liv Morgan. Tony Storm is just like all the other divas in the back. I'll just leave it there.
Only Storm can wrestle.
Oh my god, blonde hair, big butt, banging some dude in the back of New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Oh yeah, just like Britt Baker.
Oh my gosh, like I miss.
Ruby, the promo between Ruby
Yeah,
Soho and Britt Baker
yeah,
on yeah,
yeah.
that was good. That was really good. See, that's the thing. Like, I mean, AEW is doing good things right now, and there's a reason why I'm watching the shows. I mean, I kind of watch them this because I want to be able to talk about it with everyone
Well,
else because everyone else is
yeah,
talking about
after
it.
CM Punk joining them, I subscribed, so I watched their clips, but that's about it.
Yeah, see, I haven't, but um, but like I read what happened. Like I'll see like because I forget about it. I don't think about it necessarily. I do now, more so now because there's other people that I interact with and I talk to on a daily basis. They're watching it as well. But like Rampage, I'll forget about Rampage because once SmackDown's over, I'm done with wrestling because Rampage is on right after SmackDown. Um, but yes, but I usually like I'll read the results and then I'll go back and then I'll watch it. Um, it's I don't know, it's not bad. I mean they're doing a really good job of booking. They do a really good job of their storylines. How many there are? There's so many
Well, that,
storylines, but they kind of separate them enough where like you can go 2 weeks without having these people necessarily on TV, and then when they come back, it's just like it's
it's
just like
fresh.
continued from a right because there's so much other stuff filling in those that space,
Mm.
which is good. Um, and there's some stories I don't care about, and
You just don't
that
watch it. Yeah.
I don't miss it when it's not 2 weeks, right? Whereas like Raw and SmackDown, you're just constantly just fed everything every week. Same thing, same thing, same thing, same, and then you just get
There's
rematches.
just so much anger two
Yeah,
people can have at each other, and then have it repeat for 4 weeks,
right.
and then of course, God forbid, you set up a any kind of feud a week or two out, and then you have a championship match. It's like if Roman Reigns or Ramen Reigns retains. Ramen Reigns retains. God, I can't say that. His championship, he
Oh,
gets to fight Brock Lesnar, and it's like, of course, why? You think he's not going to
right.
now?
They
Like, but yeah,
already
when
booked the
did this
match, so
ever not work? And so it's like that's sloppy. That to
for
me sloppy, you know. It's like, but then they have so much to write too, which I have huge compassion for because they're constantly
right,
writing like
right.
2 3 hour shows. I mean, come on, that's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
No BS says, hey,
So,
that's me.
that's the thing too. Yeah, yeah. Snubbius is one of the people that I talk to on a daily basis, and they watch AEW.
Yeah. Well, AEW's gone a long way for me,
So
so I'm on board. I'm on board, and I
yeah,
feel like they're trying to hit
yeah,
that demographic really that is they used to be really a huge fan of the Attitude Era. You know, they're kind
mm-hmm.
of trying to hit that demographic kind of with the look, but they're also bringing in like in AEW. Like I'm not a huge fan of the lucha style. You know, uh,
Right.
but I can suspend my bullshit and watch a lucha match. And
Mm-hmm. I enjoyed that cage match.
the cruiserweight like
Um,
stuff, if you will, like kind of the
right.
cruiserweight division. Like, but I have a problem
Well,
with kicks, and that
we're
throws me.
talking we're talking about that the other day as far as um the we're I think it was MT questioned NT certified or somebody had questioned what's NXT or what the main event in NXT the fatal four way what kind of match was that going to be? Was it going to be an indie match or was it going to be a WWE match? And I didn't really I mean I kind of assumed what they meant by that. And so, but then I just asked like okay like you know what's your interpretation of like what's an indie match and what's WWE and indie being that fast paced just spot after spot after spot, and whereas WWE is more slower and methodical or whatever. And I was like, actually, I hope it's
Yeah,
WWE style. But I guess I don't know, like the Young Bucks in a cage. I'll take that every week because they can't be
mm,
jumping out through the ropes every 5 seconds and I mean, yeah, they can do their super kicks, but they didn't really do that many. I don't think during that cage match. It was pretty good. That was a solid
mm.
cage match. Um, but I mean, I don't know. Just there's a lot of things about AEW, like the arenas that they go to and the crowds and the way that they're seated. is just way more appealing than the WWE
Super
crowd.
kick party.
Like
Yes.
just it just looks so much different. Like the AEW crowds just look so
Yeah.
much bigger. And I don't know if they're shown more, like the
It's
light, I
actually
don't know.
darker. It's
The
actually
camera angle.
darker. Like I've watched Raw and I watched
Right.
Rampage. And Rampage is
Hmm.
definitely darker. Like the crowd is
Right. Because yeah, well, Rampage is taped now
yeah.
after
It's the
Dynamite.
same.
So we're
Yeah.
getting this, yeah. But like it just with the crowd, it just looks so much bigger. Like there's just so many more
Well, that's
people
what
there.
Attitude Era looked like more. It was dark. The
Right.
audience was dark. Like the rows were
Right.
lit,
Right.
but it was more of a lighting on the ring itself. And I've noticed that nowadays the lighting, or it's been for a while, the lighting, it's like the crowd is lit up in different colors, like blue and red, and I'm like, what the like that just looks. I don't know why. We're comparing everything to Attitude, though. I realize I am comparing everything. No BS has said super kick party. Yes, yes, freaking.
No.
I can't like I
No.
just can't. I can't get over that. Like, I forgot who I was watching, but this was on this was on AEW. I forget which show I was watching, and I
Mhm.
forget who was wrestling. But there was a super kick. I think it might have been actually Malachi Black. He does kicks, right? There,
Yeah, he does the
but there
black
was a
mass.
kick. There was okay. So I don't remember who the wrestlers were. I just remember watching this, and I wish I would have paid more attention, but it was just kind of in the background. And I remember there was a super kick to the head, and the guy just fell down like he literally got kicked in the head. Like he just dropped like a sack of
Hmm.
potatoes, and I was like, yes, yes. And then the guy who kicked him, picks him
Just
right
picks him
back
up.
up, and it's like, well, there you fucking go.
Right.
Way to
Yeah.
let him sell it. And
Yeah.
that's what really kind of
Right.
that's what gets me. So like you can have an indie
Right.
style match, you can have even a lucha match that allows people to make things believable, or you can have
Right.
what is just I would call inexperience or not like eh, out of all these people in the industry who can do matches, who can sell matches, who can do it properly, I'm wondering, is no one teaching these guys about this, or is this just a free for all? And he sounds like a free for all. No
Right.
BS says I think it's a
Yeah.
perception of there being more people. There's probably around the same amount of people, but a crowd that's uh, red hot compared to a tame crowd makes it seem more like seems like there's more people.
Right. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it seems like AW crowd is allowed to bring signs in too. Yes,
Yeah. Yeah. That's
the
another thing.
AW
Yeah.
or the WWE crowd, like they are like, I mean, it's sterile. That would be a good word to describe
Right.
WWE for sterile.
Yeah. I haven't seen. Yeah. The crowd is boring in
Edge
WWE.
selling Rollins' super kick on SmackDown last week was masterful. So I did not see that. So I assume that he sold it, and Seth Rollins let him sell it. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
And then, yeah. And then as Edge was slowly
Yeah.
getting up, that's when he curb
Yeah.
stomped him, and they brought the whole neck injury back and whatever. So they're blowing up, and that was a good. That was a hell of a match. That was a good match
Edge
for
and Seth
SmackDown.
Rollins, though, like I dig their feud.
Oh yeah.
I dig their feud.
Yeah.
I dig oh, we're
Well,
digressing
because
here.
it gets
Yeah.
personal.
Okay. Well,
It's
that's
personal.
us on ratings. So
Yeah. We'll end it with
we're
rated
rated
R.
R. That's right. Superstar
Superstar.
nachos, everybody.